introductory video to tossing and or review for those that have already started tossing. There's going to be a tossing exercise. I'm going to teach you the parts in it, but I don't want to put the video out or tell you guys what the sequence is until we get comfortable with the tosses that we're going to do. So the first thing you want to get comfortable with is squeezy cheeks. All of you, if not most of you, already know this. We're going to start at a right flat, which means that the neck is going to be in your right hand. And before we do spins, you always want to start with your thumb pressed, unless otherwise specified. My left hand is going to be boxed out, my thumb is wrapped, and I want to create as much negative space as possible, pulling my elbow away from my side. So you never want to relax into the equipment. You want to feel like you're pulling it apart and taking up as much space as possible, and your right elbow away as much as possible as well. And then make sure that your hands are not in line. Your left hand is going to be slightly higher. You want to make sure that the bowl and the barrel of the gun are flat. So I'm lifting up my belly button into my chest and pushing through my heels and pushing my shoulders back and down. This is how you always want to start the exercise. Any exercise, if it's starting in a right flat. So anytime I'm in a right flat, you want to have your bowl kind of depending on the size of the gun. It may be a different part of the gun, but that's generally where you want it to be. Same thing with the left flat, which we'll talk about later. You're going to want the bowl on the left side by your left hip. So when we start, squeezy cheeks, you're going to want to push with your left hand, pushing straight down. So this first checkpoint, you want the bowl and the barrel straight up and down, and my left hand goes directly into my side. You don't want to get in the habit of just doing this using your wrist, because you create first a not so beautiful free arm, but at the same time it will help prevent you from doing this nasty cut. You don't ever want to lift and push because you're going to be late. You just want to push directly down into it. So if that kind of feels awkward, as I go into the down, I rotate back and then push down with my fingers so I can get a little bit of a flick. So it's kind of awkward to just push straight down from here, but if you rotate back a little bit and kind of get a little bit flick from the fingers, that'll help rotate the right hand. So that's what the left hand is going to do. The right hand is just rotating in spot. Right? So you don't want to pull it across or pull it out, anything out, any direction. Really try to record yourself or watch yourself and make sure that your right hand doesn't move as it rotates. Right? And my thumb is still pressed straight up the butt. Right? Now from here, I'm going to do two spins, 1 and 2. Right? The downbeats 1 and 2 is when it's in your hand and the tip is down. The sub counts 1 and is going to be up, and so 8 and is going to be up, and 1 and. So 5, 6, 7, push and 1 and 2. On count 3, you're going to want to catch in a left flat. So something that I kind of observed this winter is that we try to keep the same energy as we go into the left flat. You want to slow it down a little bit. And how you can slow it down is by squeezing your right hand a little bit more, going into that spin to slow down the momentum of the gun. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 and 2 and 3. So on 2 and the tip is still up, and then normally on the next spin, 3 would be down. So we're taking half of that rotation off. So you have to give half of the power that you were giving to the up one. So you're going to have to pull some of that momentum out by squeezing your hand a little bit more with your fingertips and the palm of your hand. 5, 6, 7, push and 1 and 2 and 3. All right. So when you get into your left flat, but we're in the barrel this time, you still want to have the bolt mostly on the left side of your body, but it's going to be more centralized because we're holding the gun in the barrel instead of the neck, right? So from here, this is where your home base is going to be for tosses. So again, your left hand is going to be slightly higher than your right hand because you want the bolt to be flat, right? And then make sure you're creating as much negative space as possible, pulling the elbows out, and we're still pulling the belly button up to the spine. All right, so one more time. 5, 6, 7, push and 1 and 2 and 3. Right? Making sure that when you catch on count 3, all of your fingertips together on the right hand at the edge of the butt. I always have my pinky and or my ring finger hanging off to make sure that I never have negative space over here, because it makes the gun really look small, and you kind of have, it looks like you have less control of the equipment if you're not actually holding the end of the gun, right? And then my thumb on the back is pressing, right? Same thing here on my left hand. My thumb is pressing along the gun horizontally, and my fingertips are squeezing up to the sky, right? So this opposition, my right fingertips are down, my left fingertips are up. That's what creates the stop and the effect for the gun, right? Thumb, thumb, and squeeze, right? And I'm letting the gun come to my left hand and meeting it at flat because it should be coming right from your side. So the only thing my left hand is doing is push, push, and squeeze. push, push, and squeeze. Don't add anything extra because that's going to make it more difficult to catch. The right hand is doing rotate, rotate, squeeze. Rotate, rotate, squeeze. So really make sure that you're isolating the two sides, and if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, working together, it'll create the effect that you want for your catches. How to have nice catches starts as singles, right? You don't have to toss a 24 to have a hard catch. You can toss a single and have a nice effective catch as long as the hands are opposing and you're squeezing and pulling the gun, wrapping both guns as you go into the catch. So don't think that you have to toss a 45 in order to have a nice hard catch. It starts from these singles, right? So find that effect starting from singles. Don't wait till you get up to triples or quads to have hard catches. It starts at singles, right? And how that's going to happen is as you go into the catch, it's the same thing when I talk about going into your left flat with your left hand. The less motion you do, the harder the catch is going to be. So as you go in for the catch with your right hand, don't do a magic trick, just scoop up, right? Now from here, going into the toss, 5 and 6, all right? Now I want to talk about going into that toss, 5 and 6. So from here, just like I did to initiate the spins with my left hand, I'm going to do the same thing with the right hand. Push. It's going to go right to my side, or right to my thigh, right? Even though it's for one count, you can catch, right? Straight and scoop, all right? So always open up with your index finger and then scoop up and find that negative space, right? The left hand, as you release, all it's going to do is this. You're just going to close it. You're going to close it fast. You have to do it quick, otherwise your toss is going to be slow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to think of getting it down by the foot of 5, otherwise you're going to be late to count 6, because 6 is your catch. So from here, 5 and 6, right? I'm emphasizing 5 and because the and count before the count of a catch is what you want to focus on the most to gauge where your gun is. So the and count before you catch, the butt should always be up if you're catching at a right flat. So 5 and my butt is up, I can spot where it is in space, so I can gauge where I need to put my hand in and catch it. This is true for triples, quads, 5s, 6s. This is what I use to kind of help make sure that I'm not going to lose the catch or hurt myself trying to catch it, right? As you're learning to get more comfortable with tosses, if you don't know where to put your hand in, I would suggest you don't, because you want to prevent jamming fingers, breaking nails, all that good stuff, because you have to take time off and then you have to go to restart from 0. So the worst thing you could do to yourself is hurt yourself because you're not sure where to put your hand in. Don't put your hand in if you're not sure just yet, right? Being able to catch and being comfortable with it is going to come with time. So slow and steady always wins the race. So if you can't really spot where the butt is, slow it down so you can spot it. And then as you get more comfortable, you can start gauging where you're going to have to touch it and how you have to go in for it. So your right hand, the safest bet for you is to do this. That way, anytime the gun comes at you, it's just going to hit your palm. So as I go in for this, I push with my right hand. I find this. Use the weight of the butt to go into the toss, right? This motion is what I see typically with a single. Like we pull our hand, we're solely relying on muscle, right? Tossing is not about muscle. It's all physics and you have to use the weight of the gun to help get the tosses. So if you can't really feel that yet, work on push and squeeze, right? Really feel the weight of the gun or let it swing back and forth so you can feel the weight of the gun, take the gun up. Once you hit this 45 angle up here, this is where you want to let go of the gun, right? And see how my hand is already knuckles to the sky? All I do is open my hand. I don't want to follow through and keep a hold of the gun as it goes around past this angle. I simply loosen up my squeeze and let the gun go, right? So I don't like open my hand completely flat, I just open it enough. So imagine the gun in my hand, I just open it enough to let the gun go as I flip, and then from here I just go into the catch and catch the tip. So from here, open, squeeze. And my hand stays low, right? Like your singles, they have to stay low. If you're pulling your singles up to here, don't go into doubles yet, because then your doubles will be higher and then it's going to be impossible to get your triples. So singles here, think of closing the book and pressing down a little bit more so you can get that spin and keep it low. It should all spin right down here by your left foot, right? So the squeezy cheeks, they repeat over and over. 6, 7, push in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? 5 and 6, 7, 8. Then I push on 8 again, right? So I'll do 2 in a row. 5, 6, 7, push in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right. So it's okay to not perfectly catch where you need to every single time, right? That's expected. We're all human and there's going to be human error in any activity that we do. The best way that we can get comfortable with that is smart recovery. So if I catch here on 7, on 6, I don't have time to move to the tip and then move to the neck. Wherever you catch, hold it, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and then adjust in the next part. So if I'm catching up here, 5, 6, then obviously I want to pull it close to me, 7. Make sure you find this flat on 7, but don't worry about moving your hands everywhere, all right? So the goal is to find the tip and the neck on all the catches, and you're flat. But if you don't, even on your tosses, like you could end up in the swivel in the choreography, you're gonna have to figure out how to get that toss out. So don't walk away from the errors. Learn how to work through them, right? Because it could happen in the show situation where, oh, I'm supposed to toss a triple and I'm at the swivel. Okay, I got to pull it down a little bit faster since I'm further away from the center of the equipment. So you sometimes don't have time to readjust your hand. You're just going to have to work it and try to do the best you can to it, right? And the best way to do that is to keep a clear head. Don't stress out about it. Just think on the gun that you have to do, and then spot the gun wherever it is. That and count before and make the adjustment, okay? So that is squeezy cheeks. The next part in the sequence, it's doubles, all right? So we're gonna do 4 spins, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So on count 5 is when I'm gonna pull to my left flat just like I did on singles on count 3, all right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, hold 6, all right? 5, hold 6, I found my left flat, 7. So a quarter dip for a double, all right? So a quarter dip for a double, my biggest thing is finding this triangle right here. So my humerus or my bicep is flat over the base of the triangle. The butt is going to be another side of the triangle, and then my forearm is another side of the triangle. Equilateral, all 3 angles should be the same. So 60 degrees, 60, 60. All right, so equilateral triangle, all of my fingers are pressing down, all right, into the gun. Well, to the 45, but they're in line with the gun. So 5, hold 6, we're gonna dip, 7, 8. So the dip should be quick, 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 quick. You get there in like a blink of an eye, boom, all right? So as I do that, I pull my wrist up, and I really try to keep my elbow isolated. So my elbow lifts up a little bit, just getting low my shoulder, and then I'm pulling my right hand towards my face, the top of my cheek, right? So my gun is like a seatbelt. It's going across my shoulder and my hip, right? That's how steep I want this dip to be. And on the other side, my left thumb is pressing on the back of the gun, right? So as my thumb is pressing, my fingertips are all together. Again, opposition is the name of the game. My fingertips in my left hand are going to this upper 45. My fingertips in my right hand are going to this lower 45. All right, so really make sure you're finding this position before you go into any tosses. And again, I'm pulling both of my elbows away, and I'm pulling my belly button into my spine, and I'm inhaling, all right? So as I did, I inhale and like let all the energy build up within your body, specifically in your core. All right, now from here, I want to push. Just like a single, I find that position with my right hand all the way by my thigh. My right arm has not lifted up at all, right? Your right arm does not begin to move until the rifle goes on the outside of your body, all right? So don't go to your dip and then lift up here because you're losing the weight of the gun, all right? In order to utilize the weight of the gun, you have to give it something to swing from, and that's going to be your left hand, right? So if you lift up your hand before the butt swings past your foot, you're not using the weight, you're using muscle. Here, boom, push, find this connection here, and then I have a thumbs up, right? Find your thumbs up before you pull the butt up, and then again, you want to find this position with the butt. So for a double, we're going to release at the rib cage, right? So single, we're down by our hip, double, it's rib cage, and this is when we start opening up the high five, all right? Or the blade. So my fingertips are up, my elbows are up, right? So the sequence for doubles, we're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, 6. Sorry, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? So 5, hold 6, dip, 7, hold 8. All right, I really want you to find the squeeze in this angle. So we're going to push, up, up, catch. All right? So same exact thing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and. All right, we're going to catch on 10, and. All right, so the sequence for the double so far, going into the catch is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and squeeze. Right? So we're going to catch on 10 and whenever we do that sequence. We're going to hold 11, 12. You're going to turn over your left shoulder. 4, 5, 6. So the double in slow motion is going to be 16 counts. All right? So squeezy cheeks are in 8, so singles, and then the doubles in slow motion are going to be in 16. So one more time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and 11, 12, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So wherever you catch on 9 and 10 and hold it there, and then on the turn is when you adjust. 11, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So don't catch and pull it in. Catch, analyze what happened and what you need to do to fix it, then pull it in and go into the turn. All right, so let's do the slow motion double one more time. 5, 6, 7, push and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and 11, 12, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Right? So a single should spin at your sternum, this chest plate right here. The double should spin right at your face. All right, so if your double's going up here, it's because you need to find where this rotation is happening and where you're pulling the butt up, or when you're disconnecting from the gun in relation to where the butt is in space. So you really have to find this lock and up, catch. All right? That's the slow motion double sequence. So the next one is just, we'll say the quick double. All right, the prep is a lot quicker and it's only in beats. All right, so instead of 4 spins, we're going to do 1 spin into our left flat. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2. All right, 1 and 2. So you have to be light with the twist. So as we go into this, don't get too fast. Find that consistent tempo as we go throughout the exercise. So 1 and 2. All right, 1 and 2. Same thing as we go in for a catch on a toss on the right flat. Opposite happens on the left flat. The tip is going to be up on 1 and, so I can be ready for the catch on 2. Right, and then make sure we're only scooping with our catch hand that's on the bottom. As we go into here, 2, we're going to dip on 3. This should already be familiar because we did it in the slow motion doubles. You're going to be on 3, and then we're going to release on 4. Right, so I want to find this. My butt is on the right side over my right shoulder. The release is going to be on the left side over my left shoulder, but slightly higher because I'm lifting up from here to get to my release point at my rib cage. All right. So the quick doubles are going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to catch on 5 and, right? So we go from 4 to 5 and. So it's 1.5 counts at the tempo we're going to be spinning at. For the slow motion doubles, it's from 9 to 10 and, so it's still 1.5 counts, right? So we're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and, 5 and. And then same thing, find where you need to be. 5, hold 6, and then pull back on 7. So if you catch here, 7. If you catch here, 7. So you're ready to push on 8, right? So I'll do 2 in a row. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. Right? So we have squeezy cheeks, slow motion doubles, and then quick doubles. The next part in this exercise is the slow motion triples. Right? So work your way up the ladder. If you're not quite solid with doubles, you need to keep working on singles and doubles before you move up the triples. Otherwise, any bad habits that might be creeping up in your singles and doubles are going to start creeping up in your triples, and that'd be more homework for you to fix. So it's easier to not create bad habits than it is to break them. So don't create bad habits just so you can try and work fast. This season we're looking for technique, not for just where you can chuck it and catch, right? You have to know where you're tossing and how it relates to your body, right? So the slow motion triples is going to be the same prep as the slow motion doubles. We're going to do 4 spins into a left flat on count 5. We dip for 2 counts, we release, and we catch. So a release point for a triple is going to be by slightly above our shoulder, right? So the joint of my thumb is slightly above my shoulder and it's out more, all right? So you want to create this negative space, start making this position where you have space here and here, so that when we lift up the butt, we're not so tight in ourselves, we swing the butt out a little bit so we can pull up to give it more momentum. This is when you want to start squeezing a little bit harder right before the release. So for singles and doubles, you don't really have to do that. You have to squeeze a little bit, but not so much to where it makes a significant difference. As we get up in the higher tosses, you do want to squeeze a little bit harder as you swing from here to here, so you can really pull up that gun quick. So you have to pull up the gun in the same amount of time, but it has to travel a further distance. So you have to increase the speed of the butt pulling up. And that's only going to happen if you squeeze your release hand hard, right? So from for a double, all my butt is doing is this, right? But for a triple, it's going to be up to here, so I'm going to have to pull up faster, which is what creates the height rotation that you need for tossing. So this moment right here from where the butt is low to when you pull it up to the release point, that's the most important part aside from the lock of the dip, of course. But secondary is going to be the speed from the butt to the release point. You have an and count to get to wherever you need to get to. You can't take any longer, otherwise it's going to slow. So the slow motion triples, it's going to be 4 spins, flat on 5, hold 6, lock the dip on 7, hold 8, 9, 10, catch 11. All right, so you have 2 counts to catch it. 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, push 10, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Same thing, you're going to turn over your left shoulder, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. You'll catch 11, hold 12, and then adjust where you need to. This isn't my actual saying, this is my recovery. If my toss was a little under and I caught up here, I hold 11, hold 12, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So whatever shape you hit, boom, hold it, and then adjust on the next part. I want you guys to get used to that, because if we have a moment, which we will obviously, where the rifles are tossing, you already made 1 mistake by not catching in the right position, you're making 2 by moving during a hold. So if we're in a moment and you catch here, hold the position, and then go into the next part of whatever. So don't ever just catch it, I did it, unless me or another step will tell you otherwise, okay? All right, so that's the slow motion triple. The quick triple is the same as the quick doubles, it's just triples. 1, 2, dip 3, you're gonna release on 4. 4, 5, 6, catch on 6, all right? So when this triple in. Catching on 6, pull back on 7, all right? So find your position again on 7. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you have to be back in by count 8 for the push. This is teaching you guys how to recover quickly and to keep your mind calm as you try to move through tosses quickly, all right? So from here, quick triples again, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Catching on count 6, and then move back on 7. When we start the spins, after a catch, your thumb will be wrapped, right? You should always wrap your thumbs on a catch. There's different schools of thought. None of them are right, or none of them are more right or more wrong than the other school of thought. But for me personally, this is a security blanket. Is wrapping both thumbs when you catch, so that you're less likely to bounce out or anything crazy like that. It's also safe for you, so that it doesn't come back and hit you in the face if you're trying to go into something else. So really create that security blanket and wrap both thumbs on catches. So that means when you go into your spin, your thumb will be wrapped. But on that first spin, you got to find that press, right? So the discrepancy between wrapping and pressing, you're going to have to be very, very conscious about that. So I'm wrapped. So I'm 5, 6, 7, wrap and press, right? So pressing, woo. So wrap, press, right? So from here, wrap, press, press. Anytime we do quick spins. Ooh, that was terrible. Sorry. All right. The last thing. So same thing with doubles and singles. If you're still working on triples, stay at triples until you get consistent. And you can notice that you're going to the right positions and you're utilizing your technique and not creating bad habits. Quads, same exact thing. We're going to do 4 spins, land it flat on 5, hold 6, dip 7, hold 8. All right. For a quad, we're going to come up to flat. All right. So my humerus and my bicep are flat, and I'm creating a nice 90-degree angle right here. All right. So from here, I'm traveling a further distance in the same amount of time, so my speed is going to have to be quicker. The speed from here to here for the butt of my gun is what's going to get that quad out and get the height and rotation I need. So I really have to squeeze my hand as the butt passes from here to the release point, and then release as I get to that release point. So really utilize the squeeze from here. After the push, squeeze, 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 and then release all that tension into the air as you exhale. All right? So we have 5, 6, really low. 5, 6, 7, push 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so still a quarter dip. All 3 of these tosses are quarter dip, but all the same. So really make sure you're consistent with your dip. Find this equilateral triangle, and then make sure you're pulling both elbows away. All right, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and yes, we're going to go to 11. And for quad, hold 12. We're going to turn over our left shoulder, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. All right, so same thing. I caught here, hold it, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. All right, hope you don't catch there. That's dangerous. So one more time, slow motion quad, 5, 6, 7, push 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So that's slow motion quad. Can't see. All right, quick quads, last thing in the sequence. Same thing as a triple, we're just catching a quad this time. So we're starting wrap, so we're gonna squeeze, wrap, press, press. All right, wrap, press, press, and then finding that position in the left flat. 1, 2, we're gonna dip, 3, release 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and catching on 6, and then we'll hold 7, where you'll pull it back on 7, it's quick, and then push on 8. All right, so this is the last part of the sequence, so it's going to be the most challenging. So you have to catch your catch on 6 and adjust on 7, push on 8. So I'll try and do 2 in a row. 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7, 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7, 8. So my first toss was high. All right, so I adjusted on 7, and I thought about my next toss. Okay, pull my release point down. All right, and that's what I did to make the adjustment. So these quick recoveries are what is the point of this exercise. So if you can't get through this exercise perfectly by the time we get to the season, that's not the goal. The goal is to have you guys improve as we go through the season. All right, so I'm going to do a quick review of everything that we just went over. I'm going to do 2 of each sequence so you guys can see the transitions and practice the transition. So the first one is singles or squeezy cheeks. My tosses might be a little crazy because the wind's kind of picking up because I'm getting right into the storm, but I want to make sure I get this to you guys. Do not spin when it's storming outside. I can do it because I'm going to go. All right, 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, push in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, the next one is slow motion doubles. All right, so each phrase for the squeezy cheeks or singles is 8, slow motion doubles is 16. All right, so I'll do 2 in a row. 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, push in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 10 and is when we want to catch our doubles. Count 10 is when the butt is up, and is when I'm going to go in for the catch, and I'm only doing minimal motion to go in for the catch. The next one is the quick doubles, right? So this is an 8 count phrase. I'll do 2 in a row. 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. So remember, hold everything on 6, adjust on count 7, all right? The next one is the slow motion triple. It's the same as a double. We're just catching on a different count, but it's still a 16 count phrase, all right? 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So a triple should spin right here theoretically. I'm pushing it away from me because I don't want it to attack me in this changing way. All right, the next one is the quick triples. Quick triples, it's the same as quick doubles. You just have a little bit less recovery time. All right, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. So catch on 6, adjust by 7, find your push on 8. All right, you have a count for every single thing, just make sure you're thinking. All right, so the next part is the slow motion quad. It's the same as the slow motion triple and slow motion double, just have a little bit less time to recover. All right, we're gonna catch on 11 and 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, so my last one was a triple and a half. All right, so I spotted whichever part of the gun was up on 11 and this time it was the tip because I was slow and under. So I caught a half. Halves are very important to know how to catch, and I held it and I adjusted on the turn. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. All right. So play with things like that, like catching tosses that aren't what they're supposed to be, and then recovering into the next part because you'll have to do it in choreography on the fly. So it's easy for me to go ahead and edit that out, but I want to see you guys, if you do make a mistake, utilize that and recover so you can get back into where you need to. All right, so the last part is quick quads. The same as quick doubles and quick triples. You just have less recovery time. 2 in a row. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, push in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8. So it's quick for a reason. It's to teach you guys how to recover quickly, and then even if you go into a right or left flat that's not the best, you have to figure out how to get out of that into a nice toss so you can recover as you're ending it. All right. Just a suggestion for the win, heavier rifles are better. Obviously you want the weight to be more in the butt so you can utilize that. If you get a gun that's heavy in the barrel or the tip, see if you can send it back, right? Because that's not going to help you when you spin in the wind. I would get used to spinning maybe a little bit of a heavier gun and outside. So don't only spin outside when it's not windy, spin outside when it is windy, so that when we get to practice and you're outside or in a football stadium, you'll be a little bit more comfortable. I think what happens for most groups is they only like to spin when it's not windy, but that's not a realistic situation. We're going to end up spinning in the wind. We're not going to take tosses out unless we absolutely have to, so please get comfortable with spinning in the wind. It'll protect you, it'll protect the band, and it'll protect the other people working the guard as well, and your staff. All right? So if you have any questions, let me know. So a quick review of all the bits that we just learned that will eventually fit into the sequence. We have squeezy cheeks, which is singles. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, I'll do 2 in a row just so you guys can see the transition. Slow motion doubles. So I'm going to start rap because I just caught. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1, 2, 3, 4. I wish all these people would stop driving by me because it's fucking. All right, so I'm going to do a quick review of everything that we just went over that fits into the sequence. So the first one is squeezy cheeks or singles. Right? And I'll do 2 in a row for each one so you can see the transition. 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Slow motion doubles are next in the sequence. All right. So we'll do 2 in a row. Each sequence or each segment is only 16 counts. 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh my God. Can I not toss a fucking double anymore? All right, so I'm going to do a quick review of everything that we just went over. I'm going to do 2 of each sequence so you guys can see the transitions and practice the transition. So the first one is singles or squeezy cheeks. My tosses might be a little crazy because the wind's kind of picking up because I'm getting right into the storm, but I want to make sure I get this to you guys. Do not spin when it's storming outside. I can do it because I'm going to go. All right, 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, push in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, the next one is slow motion doubles. All right, so each phrase for the squeezy cheeks or singles is 8. Slow motion doubles is 16. All right, so I'll do 2 in a row. 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, push in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 10 and is when we want to catch our doubles. Count 10 is when the butt is up, and is when I'm going to go in for the catch. I'm only doing minimal motion to go in for the catch. The next one is the quick doubles, right? So this is an 8 count phrase. I'll do 2 in a row. 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. So remember, hold everything on 6, but just on count 7, all right? The next one is the slow motion triple. It's the same as a double. We're just catching on a different count, but it's still a 16 count for us, all right? 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So a triple should spin right here theoretically. I'm pushing it away from me because I don't want it to attack me in this changing wind, right? So I promise I'm not bad. I'm just trying to adjust to the wind, but it's coming from 3 different directions. All right, the next one is the quick triples. Quick triples, it's the same as quick doubles. You just have a little bit less recovery time. All right, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. So catch on 6, adjust by 7, find your push on 8. All right, you have a count for every single thing. Just make sure you're thinking through. The next one is the slow motion quad. All right, same as a triple and a double, just have a little bit less recovery time. 5 and 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, so the next part is the slow motion quad. It's the same as the slow motion triple and slow motion double. Just have a little bit less time to recover. All right, we're gonna catch on 11 and 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. All right, so my last one was a triple and a half. All right, so I spotted whichever part of the gun was up on 11 and this time it was the tip because I was slow and under. So I caught a half. Halves are very important to know how to catch, and I held it and I adjusted on the turn. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. All right. So play with things like that, like catching tosses that aren't what they're supposed to be, and then recovering into the next part because you'll have to do it in choreography on the fly. So it's easy for me to go ahead and edit that out, but I want to see you guys, if you do make a mistake, utilize that and recover so you can get back into where you need to. The last part is the quick quads. Same thing as a triple and double, just a little bit less recovery time. So I'll do 2 in a row. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, push 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 11. Woo. Oh my God. All right, so the last part is quick quads. The same as quick doubles and quick triples. You just have less recovery time. 2 in a row. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, push 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8. So it's quick for a reason. It's to teach you guys how to recover quickly. And then even if you go into a right or left flat that's not the best, you have to figure out how to get out of that into a nice toss so you can recover as you're in there, right? Just a suggestion for the wind, heavier rifles are better. Obviously you want the weight to be more in the butt so you can utilize that. If you get a gun that's heavy in the barrel or the tip, see if you can send it back, right? Because that's not gonna help you when you spin in the wind. I would get used to spinning maybe a little bit of a heavier gun and outside. So don't only spin outside when it's not windy, spin outside when it is windy, so that when we get to practice and you're outside or in a football stadium, you'll be a little bit more comfortable. I think what happens for most groups is they only like to spin when it's not windy, but that's not a realistic situation. We're gonna end up spinning in the wind. We're not gonna take tosses out unless we absolutely have to, so please get comfortable with spinning in the wind. It'll protect you, it'll protect the band, and it'll protect the other people within the guard as well, and your staff, all right? So if you have any questions, let me know. So in order to keep a consistent tempo, it's gonna be to Lady Gaga's Fame. So if you look up Fame, Lady Gaga on Spotify or YouTube, that's gonna be the tempo of the exercise. Ba, 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 ba. So it's a little bit faster than the previous couple seasons, but faster tosses cut through the wind easier. And faster tosses, they create a better catch. If your tosses are super slow, like it's not really an effective catch. Even if I don't let my body go into it, if they're a little bit faster, you have a little bit of a better catch, and you'll feel better if you spin a little bit faster. It's always easier to slow your rotations down. It's always harder to speed them up. So we'll start faster, and then if we have to slow it down.